All right, welcome back to another video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are printing in the market. All right, it's just going to be a quick one today. The same process and all that. And simply want to throw a little bit like this, more or less like a trade breakdown of the trade I've been taking for the past, I think 2 weeks or thereabout. No, 1 week. Yeah, 2 weeks or thereabout. So we're going to go over it very quick without much ado. Let's head on to the video. If you're not subscribed, please support the channel by subscribing to the channel, turn on that notification in order not to be missing this juicy setup that will be released from this channel. Sometimes back we give this analysis and we're expecting the market to actually take out this liquidity resting above here. Right? Now look at this, just look at this naked chart here. Right? I told you all the reason for why this is the valid break of structure. Come on, let me turn this line blue. Excuse me. Why this is a valid break of structure and this low should not be what violated. This one you are seeing here is just an internal structure. And I was expecting this market to pull back down to some of this level and continue the upward movement. That was the projection in the previous video, right? Now, what are we looking at? Having known that, we already know where we are heading to and what we are actually looking for in the market. So I went down to 4 hourly time frame. Come on, to 4 hourly time frame. What can we see? Can we have a trend line pointing towards the same direction, right? I don't know. Let's get out there. So while I took that live trade, there was a short clip I posted whereby I took, I think the thumbnail of that particular video was how to actually enter a market, right? While I took that trade, it was exactly at this particular level here. You're going to see it right away. You can see from the 4 hourly time frame, we have this nice trend line that is pointing towards this side here. Now, this was where the whole thing became interesting. The market came up to this place. I was expecting it to actually pull back to take out this high, probably break below, and continue this upward movement. Suddenly, the market start giving me some series of what? Higher highs. Come on, why am I? Okay. Start giving me higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and all that. So when I saw this single movement here, this particular movement, exactly this particular level, that was when I came. All right, are you guys ready? The market is ready to move towards this particular high here. What were we looking for? Since we're not having, seems to me that the 4 hourly time frame is a kind of trending up, then let's join into the overall trend that we are seeing on the daily time frame. This particular trend line actually kickstart from here. I'm just trying to minimize space and all that. Okay, let me put it this way. This was how I put it, right? So when the market pulled back down to this particular level here, this level here, I went down to my 15 minutes, whether I'll see an opposing trend line, then wait for a break of that trend line along with choke, then enter. So on 15-minute time frame, that was when I took that live trade on that particular shot. You can see that, excuse me, oh shit. Right. Right from this particular level here, right? You can see we have an opposing trend line exactly at this particular level here. This is what we are saying. We have an opposing trend line here. Very nice, spread it down, right? This is the system. Opposite trend line, and what are we looking for? The last order block, and you can see the last imbalance rather. The last imbalance actually resides exactly below this level, but it's very small. This was where I took that trade. I went in long, then set my stop loss far below this particular level here, right? And I was targeting actually this all-time high here, right? This all-time high, this was where I was targeting. So the market came back, tagged me in, and was moving in my direction. I was running up to like $300. I failed to close, and the market returned back, smashed my axe, and I took a loss on that particular setup. That notwithstanding, but I was so sure of what my direction. Then, so when I saw this level actually got violated, I said, no, pause. Let's get back to 4 hourly time frame. What is actually going on there that makes this trade to actually hit stop loss? We went back to the 4H. I'm telling you my whole process. And I saw that this market is a kind of creating some kind of internal structure, downward. That's when I say, all right, since this market is actually creating internal structure, we'll have to wait for 4 hourly time frame to properly realign again with the 15-minute time, with the daily time frame. Look at it. It's an internal structure, right? But it is still creating structure. Then we saw this validation here to this upside. So when we saw this, that's when I said, okay, let's get back to what? 15 minutes, and whatsoever corrective movement you have or opposing trend line you have, start longing the market until this particular high or this high is taken. Then we went down to 15-minute time frame. The market actually dribbled me a lot this particular few weeks. Then what were we saying, right? The moment we saw that this particular price action validates that there's a realignment here, then we only need pretty corrective, just a simple corrective movement on this 15-minute time frame, and we are good to go. All right. You can see that when we have this, right? When we have this, look at very pretty corrective. Simple trend line like this is okay. This failed to what? Like you can see that the market actually changed character exactly at this particular level here, right? And there was no entry here. One of my mentees actually jumped into trade right from this particular level down. She must be in a massive profit by now. So there was no entry here, and I was waiting. You know me, I must see a clear valid downtrend on this 15-minute time frame before I'll begin to look for what entries. And right from here, look at this downtrend you are actually seeing exactly at this particular level here. This is what I want. And I was waiting for just a simple change of character. Where did the market change character, if I ask you, is pretty much exactly at this particular level here. I think at this very point, my next video will be on how to identify a valid change of character, right? A valid pullback along with a valid change of character. Then I saw this, okay, where is the imbalance? There was no single imbalance here. The only one I could actually lay hand on was exactly at this particular level here, right? So I went in long exactly this particular point with my stop loss below, but I was a kind of careful. The way this market changed character without giving me a very solid imbalance, I went in with a very small loss size. Probably I'll drop a screenshot. Then I target this all-time high. Just like that, the market hits the TP. That was when they knew, okay, the market is set to move. Any pretty corrective movement is an entry. Look at this. Corrective movement. Look at in all of these, wherever you see a corrective movement, the market is already moving. That's why I say once you get your daily and your 4-hourly time frame, you are good to go. I saw this entry and I actually set a buy limit exactly at this particular level. The market failed to tag me in, right? Set a buy limit, and I was targeting, because since this high has been taken, I was targeting the all-time high, which I was having in mind. And my target was all up to this particular place. The market failed to tag me in. I knew of somebody that sent me a screenshot, I think that was yesterday, that he was in a massive profit in this trade, and I'm glad for him and all that. So then I've been waiting for a pretty corrective movement. There's none, right? According to this strategy. Now in 2 weeks, right, you might have seen only 3 trades. Those are supposed to be part of your backtesting whenever you are backtesting, right? 3 trades according to this strategy. But sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, just depending on what the price is saying at the moment. So you can see, take this strategy, go and be killing VIX 25 forever. So if you're getting value from this, kindly support the channel by hitting that thumbs button. It helps the algorithm to shoot the video to more, and subscribe to the channel if you're not. And until next time, don't give up. You will soon lay hand on it. Peace out.